About 2 months ago, Nikki asked if I would write in our song for the banquet. And originally I said no, because I used up all my jokes last time and all my material. But then I realized with how many new people we have, I have endless material after meeting most of them. And same thing as 2 years ago, don't get offended. Hopefully it's all in fun. I make fun of everybody. We work together, might as well try to laugh together. And I can't stress this enough. If you do get offended by something I say, I may be the only one singing it, but probably everybody thinks it about you. And so it begins. The faces of Landmark are changing. A lot has happened in the past 2 years. We've lost so many good employees, and yet somehow Mike Steffi is still here. Well, one day Nikki stopped me as I was walking through the office. She asked, could I write another song to share? And then she quickly turned her eyes back to her computer screen for another important game of solitaire. And so I dived into my empty mind and tried to find some rhyming lines. And the words that I found are true. So with my words and my guitar, I can't wait to start making fun of all of you. Well, Matt Miller, don't you know, he got sick of doing PO, and he left mighty big shoes to fill. So Cliff said, I'm gonna find the hardest worker with the brightest mind, but all he could find was Bill. Well, Bill had been here for about a week. The first time I heard him speak, I'm gonna grow this company is what he said, which seemed ironic to me. Good luck growing this economy. Sorry, good luck. I'll start that line over. You're not getting off, Bill. Well, I had been here for about a week. The first time I heard him speak, I'm gonna grow this company is what he said, which seemed ironic to me. Good luck growing this company. You can't even grow any hair on your head. Cliff was talking to Connie. He said, I hired the best supervisor ever. Those are the words that he told her. So naturally, us field workers were truly quite excited. And then we met Burnell Burkholder. They brought him in and they shipped him out there, Trindle Springs and Hamlet Square. And it was successful, yes it was. But now he sits behind a desk, trapped in the office, and nobody really knows what he does. Well, Laurie's taken Kim's place, and Mike has been replaced, but we haven't found a replacement for Nick. But hey, don't be surprised, it's not like Cliff didn't try, but it's really hard to find a know-it-all midget. Justin and Michael, you're the newest framer hires, and I'm gonna give you words that'll bring you to tears. I want you to take a good long look at Mr. Brad Roman. That's you in 10 years. Since the last time you heard me sing, Kirby had a wedding, and now we're #1 bachelors in the marriage fold. His wife said things are going just right, except that every single night he wets the bed 'cause he has nightmares of Brad Knoll. Jimmy Hoover, he saved a woman's life. Through mouth to mouth, he kept her alive. So I said, hey there, Jimmy, what if that would have been Brad Rollman? And he said, well, Brad Rollman would have died. This year we learned about OSHA, and they brought in Matt Reel, and he talked to us for 5 hours a day. And as he started talking, everybody rolled their eyes. I even heard Cliff whisper, man, this is totally gay. Well, Matt said, hey, listen to me. I'm sure by now you can see the new rules and regulations are so much fun. And there in the front row sat Nate, and as his eyes filled with hate, he said, wailing, go get me my gun. If I ever have a question, well, I call up Steve Morgan, 'cause if I need answers, I know that he'll have them. But good luck trying to reach him. He only works 2 weeks a month. His full-time job is working at his cabin. And now I know what a lot of you are saying. Dale gets his guitar and starts playing, and someday you're all gonna write a song to make fun of him. Well, let me reassure you, it's easier if I just do it for you. So here's some lines making fun of the concrete man. Well, every day I work with Jeremy. He can be miserable and angry, and he can curse in ways I can't begin to understand. And you'll notice that I no longer work with the Unabomber. We replaced him with a member of the Taliban. I used to think I was cool, telling jokes and breaking rules. I used to be so much fun and daring and brave. But now when I look in the mirror, the image is so much clearer. I'll always be Cliff's crusty concrete slave. Oh, but I don't want your sympathy. I'm not looking for your concern. The last thing I want from you is any pity. Oh, but about 6 months ago, my life took a nosedive when I became a member of the Landmark Safety Committee. The Landmark Safety Committee, it consists of 3 field workers, 4 office people, and 2 sales ladies, which means 2/3 of our safety committee never even picks up a hammer, and I'm pretty sure they're all certifiably crazy. Concreters push wheelbarrows filled to the top with concrete, and the framers carry 2x10s up and down stairs. So forgive me for rolling my eyes when the committee has a discussion, and this happened why the office needs more comfortable chairs. But I tried to have a good attitude and get on board with OSHA. Like Landmark, I thought I'd turn over a new leaf. And I'm not trying to offend, but you know you got a problem when the most sensible person is key. Hey, but I've been blessed in my life, 2 kids and a pretty wife. I got a lot to live for, yes, I'm satisfied. But when I see on the schedule I have to move furniture with Laurie, I start contemplating suicide. I no longer work under Jerry, and let's be honest, that guy was kind of scary. He had a sick fascination with cleaning his work truck. So Brad Nolt was next to carry the torch. And one day while digging a porch, I said, hey man, how's it going? And he said, footers suck. Now Ryan Good, he's the footer guy, and he really is doing quite well. But new jobs bring new challenges weekly. So I said, hey man, what do you do when you get confused? He said, oh, I asked Wilson, because Wilson knows everything completely. Now Kurt is sitting back there, dreaming of the wind rushing through his hair. As he putters 15 miles an hour on his scooter. And we own a Kelly Bricker, she's sitting right over there. Right now she's filling out applications to work at Hooters. Amanda hasn't been to work because she had a baby. You know they'll give that child plenty of loving. And congrats to Kim Rothacker on a healthy little boy. We're just praying it doesn't grow up to look like your husband. I know Jesse outside of this company, so he's cool with it. One day after work, I was able to observe Brad Ober giving directions to keep kind. And I had to laugh just a little, because it was a true life example of the blind leading the blind. But Paul is our land purchaser, but he was making Cliff mad because he would just walk around and talk. So Cliff had an idea, and then he laughed because it was so crazy. He said, man, this is going to be great. I'll put him in charge of golf. We are landmark homes, and we'll build you a fancy house. Oh yeah, we also own a redneck golf course. Which please don't take offense, but to me it makes no sense. It's like asking Keith Kind to supervise Rick Horse. Well, now I'll tell this story again. One time at Narrows Glen, I watched Rick Horse carve a spiral staircase with nothing but his bare hands. And I said, Rick, man, how'd you do it? He said, simple, Dale, there's nothing to it. You see, I'm Rick Horst, and that means I'm a man. And I said, yes, that's true, Rick. You truly are quite talented. Your mind is sharp and your body is strong. And he said, listen up, Dale. Don't ever call me Rick Horst again. No, from now on my name is King Kong. So now Rick Horst is King Kong. He beats his chest all day long. He's a primal beast, yes, he is #1. He's a subcontractor killer. He's a 6'2" gorilla. I'm not sure if he's here tonight. Oh wait, here he comes! Rick, this is the best you have looked in a long time. Semi-terrifying, I ain't gonna lie. You ready? Now we all know Rick's kid. Josh works in the office. I'm not sure what he does, but drafting is his title. One day he was late coming in, and Claire said, I wonder where he is. Nikki said, he's out back making out with his motorcycle. Well, Cliff sort of looks like President Bush, and Connie reminds me of Hillary, which means our office is bipartisan. and Scott would be Joe Biden, and Bill sort of looks like Dick Cheney, and the drafting room would be Guantanamo Bay Prison. Well, Hannah, she's the new drafter, and on her first day, excitedly she walked into the drafting room. But after meeting Rob Smith, Rob Zook, and listening to Josh Horst, she realized her career was doomed. And I guess if you're a drafter, you must hate natural light. Their drafting room is always completely dark. And I'm just thankful we don't let customers see that place, cause they would think that we have vampires at Landmark. Lois is the sweetest woman ever, a sweetheart that stretches forever. So I found some words of praise to bring her. But did you know underneath the niceness lies a little bit of feistiness? Yesterday morning I saw her giving Cliff the middle finger. Well, Chief Operator Connie, even though her name rhymes with commie, she's not a communist, that's what she'll say. And though she's rich like a yuppie and enjoys punching puppies, I hope to see her smile one day. I actually got permission from Cliff for that line. Well, Cliff's kid started framing, and he did a real nice job. He was always on task, he was never lost. So one day I said hi, and then I started to cry, cause he said, "Shut up, fatty, one day I'll be your boss." Weavers, you know? And now the Landmark trimmer guys are quite pleasant on the eyes. Dave, Brian, Lynn, Sam, and Steffi are quite handsome. But you'll notice I didn't say Glenn, cause quite frankly, my friend, if you grew a beard, you would look sort of like Charles Manson. Well, my first day at Landmark, Cliff said, "Welcome aboard. If you work hard, your only limit is the sky." But standing right behind him, I saw Randy shaking his head. He said, "Trust me, this is where careers come to die." When Cliff returns from one of his many vacations, the next week he goes on a psycho tear. And all of the employees, we quickly bow our heads and thank the good Lord for Claire. Mr. Jim Velopis works in the office. He measures the money, keeps track of the losses versus the gains. One day he said they'll be, you want to know something scary? If Cliff's the muscle, that means Claire's the brain. And now I know without a doubt, Cliff's moods are hard to figure out. It's almost impossible to get a good read on him. See, I can never tell whether he's happy or ready to yell, because he's always wearing that stupid little grin. Well, we've been doing a good job building lots of houses, and I said to Cliff, "Hey, some raises would be cool." But as Cliff and I were talking, Claire went walking by. He said, "Hi, your raises just paid for my new pool." When Claire was a little boy, he had a lemonade stand where he sold cold lemonade to all. Until Cliff barged in and outsourced the stand to Russians. Now they're the same Russians who now paint our drywall. Cliff and Claire are co-owners, but Cliff is the older brother, and Claire admits that there is some conflict there. He said whenever they have a meeting and he presents a new idea, Cliff just rolls his eyes and says, "Shut up, Claire." About a year ago, I met Cliff and Claire's mother. We had a nice conversation that was pretty funny. She said when Claire was a little boy, his first word was "dada." Cliff's first words were "money, money, money." We waved goodbye to Micah, Jerry, Kim Jenkins, and Brittany. We waved goodbye to Gerald, Matt Miller, Nick, and Dale Z. And we got fined by OSHA, bought a golf course in our name. But the more things change, you know, the more they stay the same, because we still got the best framers, shirt does not compare, and our trimmers beat the pants off Dana and Nate Mulfair. And we still got the supervisors pushing schedules to the max, and the office people plug away with Cliff breathing down your backs. And we still got the best teamwork because we all know what to do. Of course, except for Sam, because he hates all of you. And you've still got us, your trusty concreters, but we're still here because we still got the weavers. And this is how you lose money. Well, it's time to say goodbye, my friend. In 2 years, if you're still here, watch out, I might make fun of you again. Thanks.